Oh, that's a great start. That's a very, very good start. That's an exceptional start. Wow. That looks like me. Why shouldn't it look like me? Here, let's see what we can do. Let's try to fix it. Oh, very good. Yeah, that's perfect. That's super. That's awesome. Oh, hey, thank you for working. Hooray! Awesome. Okay. Well, now that that amount of normalcy has been returned, uh, yeah, I have let me make sure I'm on even the right microphone. What else got reset? Mr. Condenstosaur, thank you for always dropping in here. I always acknowledge people that like they may not like the game that I'm playing. They may not find me particularly interesting, but they're a community member and they walk in, they strut in like some kind of a maximum density ancient reptile and they're like, "Hey, you know, and you have that magic and I just want to acknowledge it for just a second. Let me see if I'm on the right mic because a bunch of stuff got reset. My laptop is pretty it is what it is. Okay. All right, I guess that's fine. Greetings, condensed osar. Yeah, I almost didn't even stream. I almost didn't even. I had no idea what the fuck I was going to do. I've been battling the health stuff, and today was a little better, a little bit better. Then I went for a walk in high humidity, and then it wasn't better. And then I started to feel like shit. And then I was like, oh God, I'm probably going to be complaining about this in the stream. And I was like, no, I wouldn't be pitiful like that. No, typo, no. And so yeah, I started feeling like shit, and I kind of do right now. Sorry, I was in the starting screen for so long, but I had to set up the heat pad on my back because the back's about to go out naturally. Um, but despite all of these things, I was like, no, you know what? You know what? I may not have a huge crowd, but they're my community, and I've fallen in love with this community. Not in any kind of a weird way. Nothing like that. I was like, you know what? I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go be with my people. Okay? Is that not here? The show has to go on. The show must go on. What is the show doing for me? My 2 days a week streaming, I get something very important. Number one, I don't get a paycheck from Twitch. Hardly ever. Because you gotta make over a certain amount. I don't make over a certain amount. But what I do get, I make enough so that I can buy a bunch of bits and do ludicrous emotes and promote my streamers that I follow and support and mod for and all that shit. Yeah, you do bust in here like a dino through a fourth wall, and it's fucking great. It's fucking great. Even if you don't agree with me sometimes, which is fine, which is totally fine. You know what? Condensed, you condensed, you show up. You show the fuck up, and I just want to acknowledge that. I, of course, had to make organic German imported dark roast coffee about it. Okay, because I didn't have no idea what the fuck I'm gonna do. Um, I was gonna play more of the Pathfinder Kingmaker game that I bought on massive sale. Got for like $3 and something cents. But I watched some streamers play it since that stream, and coming around the corner in that game was an unfucking believable amount of voice narrated NPCs spouting paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs of shit about the quests that you're going to be doing. And it's part of the ongoing big picture quests and the side quests. And hats off to them. Hats off to these people for having that much voice acted lines in their game. But I am not streaming that. I am not. There's no way. Like as a D&D player and a DM and GM of way more years than I constantly mention to everybody, and it pisses them off, I'm sure, and they're sick of me. But I as much as I love that, I dig that for like tabletop. I dig it. I am not gonna put my viewers to that one. I am not doing that. I would rather sit here in a comfy chair in a professor's gown, like a lounging gown with cool lighting on the side, reading shit to you like poetry or stories or Lord of the Rings or something. I would rather subject you to that than the shit that I saw in the other streams for Pathfinder. It's like, oh my god, that is so much to make people sit through. Great if you're looking for that solo D&D adventure, but fuck no, not streaming that. I'm not. If it isn't the wisest streamer of them all, Mr. Kai, you're another one. You're another one that shows up. You show the fuck up, and you're always so nice to me, dude. It's like it's honestly, I'm not kidding or being dramatic when I say this. You're one of those people where it's like a bucket list item. I hope I meet you at a TwitchCon. I would just love to just sit at a coffee joint with you, dude. You've been so kind to me since day one. I don't know if I deserve all your kindness, but dude, here. And then Quest shows up. And then Mr. Quest shows up, and he's another one. He's another one. You guys are the example of why I fell in love with the community. I was in a very thriving community before I came here. I was in a very established and thriving community, and I made great friends, and we get along. And don't get me wrong, I still visit that community fairly regularly, but my primary chunk of time these days is spent with you guys because I fell into this community, and apparently I can't fucking fall out. So your asses are stuck with me. That's right. I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I lost it for a second there. Wait. Anyway, as what was I saying? Sarquez of the 93rd M&M's Harbingers. Good evening. Hello. Hello. Lemonade. What's the local? What's the local on the What? Say what? What's the lemonade and what's the local on the 8 seconds? I wish I knew what you're talking about, and I'm failing. But I'm not having the greatest health day, so it's probably me. Oh, the weather talk. Oh, weather talk. Oh, Christ. Well, first of all, I love where I live. I love it here, and I'm probably never leaving. I'm probably gonna die here. I love Fort Wayne, Indiana. Love it. We're in the part of the season that I'm not particularly jubilant about. Simply because I don't want to have gills, thus I won't be breathing water. And the temperature is okay, 70, high 70s to low 80s. Finally, it will be going back up again next week because of our incredibly dangerous looking El Nino situation growing and approaching and staying consistent with the threat. But Like I tried to, I already wasn't feeling that great, but I was like, you know what? I gotta make sure I do the usual fight and go for my walk. I went for my walk, and it's like 0.7 miles around the pond, this place I walk, and 79 degrees, but just tack on another 20 degrees for the humidity. Fuck, man. I don't want to breathe water. I already lived by Fort Benning, Georgia. I already breathed the water. I don't want to breathe the water anymore. But it's only 2 to 3 months out of the year. That's it. 2 to 3 months. Let me get caught up on chat. I don't want to be a bad streamer. You deserve everybody the kindness. You are so kind to everyone else. Eh, I, I am. I don't want to talk too much about myself because that's just makes me bounce over to looking like I'm egocentric. How do I respond to that? I truly have made as I made plenty of mistakes, and yeah, I seem very kind, and I actively try to be that way. I tried more than that. I try to be honorable and keep my wall of integrity up. Um, but am I pure as the driven snow? Am I innocent? Did I sing in the fucking choir? Obviously not. But I guess if anything can be said, it's just that I lived some very hard life, and I want something good to come from all of it. And part of those were mistakes by me, part of it was fate, whatever. I'm just trying to. I want to be remembered, and I don't hope that doesn't sound selfish. I hope that doesn't sound shallow or anything like that. I don't want to be praised. Uh, I don't want to be put in some legendary status. Um, I just want to be remembered as a guy who's like, I really liked him. I guess, I want to honor my son and the person that he thought I was, so, all that, those kind of things. Let me catch up on chat some more because I'm not in third gear. Um, that's weather talk. They used to say that on the Weather Channel. And oh, the humidity has sucked this summer. Yeah, yes, it has. Facts. You're well respected in the community. Um, Not everyone likes me in the community. Some people in the community are annoyed with me, but in my own point of view, that's how families are, and I have intentionally entrenched myself into this community because uh I'm a person who, like, 95% of my family is dead, and the people I call family, even if they're not blood related, most of them are on the West Coast, and quite a large amount of them have passed away also. And I wasn't looking to replace what I lost. I literally stumbled into this community one day and just started connecting with people, and here I am, the old guy. I'm the old guy in the community, and it just is so nice to me. And I just stick around. I don't know. Was there some toast or something? Hi. What are we talking about? That's how I'm gonna sound in like 5 years, probably. That'll be me in 5 years. Uh. So yeah. No, it's really great. The community I was in is great. I still do visit them from time to time. Primarily Holly Rex's community. I slide in there and just start talking it up with all the people that I call friend, and talking about our lives and stuff every once in a while. But my time being my most precious and irredeemable resource, I said, what do I want to do with my time? And fell into this community, and now I've answered a quotient of that math problem. I guess you could say. I have a lot of things on my agenda, and people have noticed that I'm not in any one community as much as I was a few months ago, and it's simply because, you know uh, winter ends at some point, and I own this house, and I have to be able to do things, and I have bucket list items and ambitions and things that I want to do before I get any sicker. And so I have been, I've been busier. I've been busier in a real life, if you want to call it that, and really enjoying my skills that I never got to do a lot with because my life was full of like duty and duty driven stuff and things. Anyway, I'm battling. I'm battling. Successful. I'm successful in justifying the label of just chatting. I've done it. That was my 20%. No, what the fuck am I going to do now? I don't know. I literally have no idea what game I would play today, even if I'm going to play one. I have no idea. I changed NVIDIA broadcast. You can see I'm on the bridge of a starship. It's the same ship I was talking about from Star Citizen. Oh, that is some news. That is some news. Okay, there's some news there. There's some news. Way back a long time ago in a year called 2017, Commissar, by way of friends chipping in and saving my pennies, dropped $650 on Star Citizen to buy my future community, which includes you guys, my future community in Star Citizen, a home in space, a capital ship. Okay? And along came a starship called the Polaris. And the Polaris is a medium to small end capital ship as far as space navies go. But I paid for an anniversary edition of that ship, and it gave me like 5 or 6 years insurance for when the game comes out and starts using insurance. But anyway, I have it in the game now. For the first time, I have the Polaris in the game. And that ship was intended to be named after Asa. His favorite color was blue. We love the wolf iconography. Thus, it was given the name the Azure Wolf. And so the Azure Wolf exists in Star Citizen now. I even gave it a blue paint job. So it's blue. And my machine is really way under spec to be playing Star Citizen, but surprisingly, I was able to pull the game into into play, and it didn't crash, and I actually got to fly it around a little bit and go through the interior. um, I will not have a ship that doesn't have a captain's chair. I did not nerd out on learning to be a starship captain my whole fucking life to not have a captain's chair. There's so many ships in that game that are enormous, they don't have a captain's chair. What the fuck? You can't have the captain be the pilot too. That's too busy. That's bullshit. You don't do that. Anyway, before I get any more worked up about all of that, I just want to say that after all these years, I finally have the Azure Wolf in game, and it's there. It's there to be used whenever the community wants to go in, and Starship is and Star Citizen is less broken. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Let me make sure I caught up on chat. Well respected in the community. I try to be. I try to be. This is what it's for. I hope you like my shirt. I don't buy myself clothes very often, but the shirt has a scorpion on one side and then a bunch of bugs over on the other side. The scorpion is significant because every time I relapse back into World of Warcraft, I always remake my original character, a night elf, lady, and she immediately, as soon as she can, runs all the way over to Horde territory, tames a rare scorpion that few people even know about. It's a scorpion called Deathflare, and then goes all the way the fuck back. And yes, I die multiple times every time I do it. But every time I relapse back into the game, and in my case, I have to play like free to play games. I can't tack anything else onto my finances. But I recently started playing again.
Samari just traded with 25 viewers.
Oh, how do you like that pronunciation of your name, Samari? Isn't that wow? It's okay. It calls me Commissar Hody or something like that. It's, the sweetheart. I was supposed to be rating you, not the other way around. I'm small fries. The only thing I stream for is to get a bunch of bits to throw at my streamers. Why? But thank you. Thank you for being here. Hello, everyone. This is Com's Cozy Corner, or as I sometimes call it, Coffee 30. In the cup is organic imported German dark roast. Yes, I'm a coffee snob, even though I don't actually drink a lot of coffee. It's kind of fucking weird, actually. Um, yes, that is a reverse. You did miss. I just explained my shirt. I forgot to tell, or did I blab it? And I don't remember where I said it, but um, uh, Commissar is going to Indiana Gen Con at the end of the month. I'm going on a Sunday when it's fucking affordable. And if you don't know what Gen Con is, it is the longest standing and largest tabletop convention uh, in North America. Tabletop games, card games, cosplay. It's the heaven for gaming nerds. And since I live in fucking Indiana, I figured it was about time that I went. So I get to actually go and be amongst my species, the certified gaming nerd, and I get to meet my ICU nurse friend there, who I've has been near and dear to me for like 20 years, and I'm meeting her son for the first time. Her son's 12 years old, and I haven't met him yet. Yeah, damn it. It's gonna be a good time, and I'll do some video. I'll do some recording and stuff. I really want to make sure I spend time with Hannah and her son, and but I will still have pictures. I'll still have some videos and stuff. But anyway, I bought this shirt. It's got a scorpion on one side. I already told the whole story about the scorpion. And then a bunch of bugs on the pocket of, and then bugs across the back. Um, it's it's a hot topic shirt. I don't want to hear shit about going into a hot topic. The place is still fucking cool. All right, don't give me any shit about hot topic. Hot topic is good. They have cool shirts. They had. Can you tell I'm going to go on a spiel about this? They had. I like the button front bowling shirt type things. They had a button front Mandalorian shirt, but it was done up in like Japanese art style. I could have gone fucking broke in that place. Anyway, they have cool stuff. All right, so there. I bought a shirt from Hot Topic. It, whew, wow. German dark roast is sharp, kind of like Germans. Let me see if I missed anything in the chat.
Yes.
Blark underscore just followed.
Oh, Blark. Oh, Blark. Thanks for following. I'm Small Fries. Like I was saying, I really only stream like twice a week, and it's a couple hours because my stamina sucks. But I try to be entertaining. I love the community, so you guys coming in, I'm all attached to you now. Um, and yeah, I just earn enough money to have bits to spend on my streamers there. Yay! Miss Erica is here. You can always tell when Miss Erica is about to show because a feeling of awesomeness just kind of like it's just like swooshes. It like swooshes and you're like, "Oh shit, something awesome's about to happen." And then Erica shows up. It's very similar to what happens with Mrs. Rye. Mrs. Rye has a power level 8,999 power mom awesomeness field that sort of just it's kind of like a bumper, but it sticks way out. It's hard to explain, but yeah, you can always tell when our super awesome people are you know approaching your general locale. Yeah, I mean, you know me and how I have all these fucking proper things that I do. Like it's obvious I never sang in the choir or anything, but I have my, I refer to people as Mr. and Mrs. and I have, so I would feel funny like calling her hot mom. But you guys can. You guys can get it. You guys get away with so much shit. Do you guys understand? Do you guys realize how much shit you get away with that I can't? I can't. Something happens when you turn, I dare to say, get old. But I promise you, since I've been like 45 years old and on, you don't get away with shit anymore. Nothing. Like, when I walked up to a woman and said something when I was in my 20s to my 30s, like when I actually had looks and I was thinner and more money and things like that. I could fucking say anything and it was cute. It was cute and they're like, "Oh." Even guys. I'm not kidding. But something happens. You turn 45. Let me break this down for you. Okay, you're wiser. You've learned lessons in life. You know how to treat a woman or a man. I'm not judging, or something in between. A purple dinosaur. I don't know. And you're smarter with money. You are a better person times 100,000. But you don't get away with shit anymore because after 45, any of that cute stuff that you try to do, any of the flirty stuff, it's just fucking creepy. Then why? 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 You're such a better person by that time. Well, not everyone, but like if you look in the case of our president, obviously age didn't fix anything there, but it's just ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. It's like, oh, cringy. It's like if you don't have looks anymore, just don't even try to be cool. Don't try to be cool. Don't try to be acceptably affectionate. Don't try to be protective. Don't try to be anything. Don't do it because it could just turn out to be suspicious and creepy. Why? Because you're over 45. And if you're not extraordinarily cute like Brad Pitt or one of those other older guys, if you're not wealthy and cute and handsome, yeah, don't even fucking try. Don't bother. Don't bother. Some people will even get annoyed with you when you're trying to be like life lessons guy. Okay, well that rant's over. Let me catch up on chat. Sorry, I'm being a bad streamer. See, you guys show up and I'm being stupid. Um, all right, what have we got? Blark, so sweet and kind. Haha, so kind. Woo! And dancing dobbies, and hot momness, Mr. Quez. You can get away with it. Just fucking say as much as you want. Doesn't matter. Erika Chan. Yeah, that's her. Quez. I like Mrs. You like Mrs. Yeah, I remember. That's one of the things that made me like want to be a part of your community fairly early, Mrs. Rye. Is that one day I remember you popped into Miss Jessie's chat when I was there, and you said something about how you like how I say Mr. or Mrs. and I have my little formal thing that probably just annoys the fuck out of everybody else. Um, and you're like, never change. And I was like, well, all right then. Let me pick up. I can't wait to be smart with money. Harsh lessons. um, I'm gonna spit out some logic here. I'm gonna spit out some old commissar wisdom. God, I just called myself old. Why don't you just sink the fucking ship, dude? Anyway, this is a bit of wisdom that I have imparted to those that are younger and make statements like that. And I don't claim to be anybody's wisdom Jesus Christ. You don't have to listen to me if you don't want to, but I have had my eyes open my whole life. I've been super aware. I've lived through shit that would normally capsize people, and I'm happy every day. Maybe that gives me some credibility. I don't know. But here's the wisdom. The mistake is the age old quantifier of our species. You learn some of your most valuable things in your human lifetime from making mistakes. So don't fear them. There is no reason to fear your mistakes so long as you don't waste them. Learn from them. They are solid gold. And don't be afraid of making them. Don't try. Don't be careless, but don't be afraid because everything that you do wrong can have a takeaway that leads to the next thing that you do right. There you go. That'll be $39.95 in 3 easy payments. Operators are standing by. We take all forms of credit cards and even cryptocurrency. Thank you. I wanted to say something to the worker at the food place earlier, but I was like, I'm not 25 anymore. She cute though. It fucking blows, man. Pardon my French. No offense to the French. Pardonnez-moi, mademoiselle. Justin Gambopin. Uh, yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks because you literally have learned life's lessons, and you're a better person. You're in a better position to be in a relationship, but they're like, and people get all weird about it. It's stupid. Fun rant. Thank you, Blark. I hope you're having fun with this rant. I'm expelling so much energy right now just to provide this rant for you. That's a lie. I'm sitting in a chair with a heat pad under my back. What a stupid lying streamer I was for a moment there. Let's see what else. Who hurt you? I don't know who you were talking to, Mrs. Rye. You're talking to me. Sometimes it was someone else, and sometimes it was me. Lessons learned. Bad, bad, bad. I don't know why you're saying that, Miss Erica, but you pretty much don't do anything wrong. So whatever you're saying that for is probably perfectly legitimate. Yeah. Now what the fuck was I talking about before I went on that whole rant, the raid and everything? My emote for being raided is excessively long and loud, isn't it? I mean, I think I did a really good job on my emotes. I had to learn at 53, 4, 53 and a half years old. I had to learn all the software sets for being a streamer. What? I did okay. I like my Dune emote set. There's so much stuff I need to do for my channel. I don't have anything for you guys to spend your channel points on. I, I'm probably like 25 to 30% failed streamer. And you're still here. What a great crowd. What a fucking great crowd you are. And people wonder how I got stuck in this community. I came from a very good, thriving community that I loved, and I still visit them. I've said this earlier. Um, but I fell in with this one, and I'm all attached now. And I'm sure there's plenty of people in the community that are annoyed by me or don't like me for whatever reason. But you know what? That's kind of how family is. How can you be family with a bunch of people that are just words on a screen that you've never met? It's a funny thing, isn't it? It's a funny thing. It goes long enough. Like I feel like I'm very good friends with some of the community that I spent more time in before. I just checked on somebody after they had a surgery, a back surgery. I was checking back on her. She's a phlebotomist and she's missing her son that graduated and moved away and blah blah, and after a while you realize that you're talking to people in ways that you only talk to when you're family. Uh, you know, could she actually end up being a, I don't know, 1,000-pound Lithuanian truck driver named Pat? Maybe, could be, because the truth is, we all don't know. Well, I mean, you guys kind of know who I am because I'm, yeah, I'm everywhere. Not really, but I'm very, very. I don't hide anything. I don't care if I get a stalker. I kind of that would be a compliment actually. I've always wanted a stalker. We could do coffee. Um, but yeah, I'm because of the charity stuff and all the stuff that I've done publicly. There's nowhere for me to hide. Everyone knows my real name. Everybody knows where I live for the most part. I don't care. I don't care. I'm sure at some point I'll be a mod and I will have to report someone, and I'll have to just slam them, because they did something really bad, and they could come at me with a vengeance. I'm okay with that. I really don't care. I've seen the worst. People have tried to come at me. It didn't work out for them. Let me catch up again. Sorry. At most, you're 10% failing with no amens. Hey, that's being very generous. Actually, condensed, I'm used to you being much darker and more cynical, which is kind of been charming about you, actually, in a funny way. But 10%, very generous. Thank you. I feel better about myself, but only about 10% more. I feel 10% better about myself because of you. Thank you. Um, I think I caught up. I caught up with everything. I still don't remember what the fuck I was talking about for the raid. I'm distracted. What was I talking about? Today I just really had no idea what the hell I wanted to do for Com's Cozy Corner, so I just threw it on just chatting. Coffee 30. Uh, Here we are. This 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 is what you get. This is what you get because that's what I get. All right. I had no idea what the fuck to do, and every time I put my hands down on the table like that, it moves the camera. I made this streaming center. I think I sent pictures to everybody in the community about when I first set it up, but I designed and I made my little streaming center or large streaming center, however you want to call it. Um, and I got it up to it where it was functional because I needed to use it right away. And that's how far it got and no further. So, one of my summer bucket list items is to finish my streaming center and actually make it look cool with RGB lighting because I'm a fucking nerd and, finish painting it. I mean, it has a basic primer on it to protect it while I use it, but yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's see. Let me catch up. I try to only be mean to Jesse. I'm not going to tell you said that. Um, You're 100% awesome. I wiggle my camera all the time. I I I thank you, Mrs. Rye. You're really kind to me, and I don't I always feel weird because I don't know that I totally deserve it. I try to be deserving of praise, but I try. I'm probably with my health. I'm probably only about 85% awesome. The rest is just like, oh God, he's complaining about his stupid pain or blah blah blah. There he goes again. He's just so old, isn't he? That's probably the follow up statement. That's probably no matter what I do wrong, at least I have the disclaimer at the end where people will go, oh God, he's doing blah 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 again. He's so fucking annoying, blah 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 blah. But here's the thing. Here's the clause. Here's the clause. Comma. But he is older and sick. Can I at least earn that clause? For going through living in pain all the time, can I just have the clause? Can I just have that little bit and it actually maybe it does something for me? No, that's pathetic. That's wrong. Nope. Nope. I don't even use the handicap placard they gave me for my car like most of the time. I don't even I was just like, there's probably somebody in more pain than me today. uh, you're much older. You play at being older. Everyone knows you're not really a dinosaur, but isn't it nice that they play along with you like you're ancient, like you're an old dinosaur, like a prehistoric creature, like the ones that I used to ride to school on. Let's see. I complain about the summer weather all the time. That's fine. There's Quez. There's a giant fucking ball of radiation in the sky that is actively trying to kill people all the time. After a few billion years, I'm pretty sure the indigenous species can go, fuck, I hate the sun. I mean, it's really, if you think about it. Mr. Sick, welcome. Mr. Sick is the first time in chat. Mr. Sick, hello. Dinosaurs are so young compared to me. Bless their souls. I don't think you're that old, but you know what? People can be whatever they want. It's their lives, it's their fate. If you want to be seen as like super old and ancient, Mr. Sick, you've been in the community for a long time, you can be old and ancient. But I'm 55 for real. You guys can make a play at it, but I'm 55 for real. Oh, God. Sometimes I still, you know what's really difficult is being 55 years old and you're a person who has been here since before the internet. Now, you've all been to a site, usually like a government site, like the DMV or whatever, or here they call it the BMV. Doesn't that sound posh? It's bullshit. Anyway, there's sites that you go to. Sometimes it's just signing up for something, right? Or a credit card or blah, blah, blah. And you get to that part where you have to click on the drop down menu and then go to your year of birth. I'm going to forewarn you right now, when you're my age, how far down you have to scroll is really fucking depressing. It sucks so bad. It it is like scrolling and then you start crying. You're crying and you're like, not, it can't be down, but no, it can't be down further. It's all the way down there. It's bad. You don't want to. It's it's really it's demoralizing. I should file a lawsuit against the internet because of how that makes people feel. Why not the suing for everything else these days? Fuck it. Let's see. I'm gonna catch up. How old are you supposed to be? Oh, that's a good question. I'm supposed to be 18. That's not old. He was trying to get you to confess if you think that you're older than his virtual personality. So it's going to be a little competition now, I guess, with Condensed Osor and Significant One. Who's the most ancient in their virtual persona, right? Guys, battle it out. Don't say anything that I gotta ban you for. Just battle it out. That's kind of a cool perspective, right? I don't have to win. Because I mean that goes along with the perspective I gained about the internet like a long time ago. You know how people like to get on Reddit or whatever and they just fight, you know, and they're going back and forth, and it just seems like it never fucking ends, and it's hate, 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 hate. Here's the reality. This is a little saying that I picked up along the way. When you argue on the internet, even if you win, you still lose. Think about that one. It's so true. Think about the longest, worst hate argument you've had. It's like it's so fucking exhausting. And you there's people that get like so hooked on they gotta go back in, they gotta go back in and see if there was a response, a response to their you know, they gotta keep going, they gotta keep fighting, and they gotta what did they say now? All that energy could have been spent on doing something awesome instead of that. You could have done or made something really cool in that time, but instead all you made was a hate cookie about this big, and you can't seem to finish it. It's the truth. Nobody likes to admit that, but it's the truth. Oh, I know. I don't confess. I don't have to win. That's a fair point. Yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, there was so there's long before I was doing like moderator for Twitch, I would do moderator things for other groups on the internet, large gaming groups, or one of the games that I've played for like 13 years. For a while, the people that own the game, all of the moderation in this game broke like completely, and those of us that love the game were like, this sucks, because there was people like actively talking about how they were predator pedophiles and there was nothing stopping them, and we were like, "Oh God, we cannot let these fuckers destroy our game." And so we became like freelance mercenary moderators, and they even the game was even so broke at the time that the ability to block people, you couldn't even block people. And so we're like, no, damn it, we're going to protect our sacred game. And man, I tell you, I I tried to do the nice guy thing. I tried to like talk to say, listen, you don't want to be like this. Don't be like this. Don't don't make one of us have to like do the report, the long form, all this shit. Just dude, just go chill out. Just don't. I really, as much as people joke about, oh, Commissar and the Woad Hammer, I really don't like banning people. I don't like it. I'm good at moderating. It's a skill. It's something I've learned. I've been in management too much. I had to enforce internet law. I've had to do all kinds of shit. But I don't like, what I like to do is save somebody so that they can still be a follower or viewer for that streamer. Because if you ban somebody, that's a permanent lost viewer or follower. And they're trying to grow. I'm determined to help the streamers that I'm helping. I am determined to see them make it or grow as far as they want to go. Um, but I honestly don't like banning people. I don't like having to bring out the wood hammer. I don't. I really don't. But I tell you, we did in that game. We successfully got an admitted pedophile. We got him banned, and things were so broken that it took a month for that to happen. Even though you had screenshots of them talking about what they were. So yeah, it's exhausting having to battle people on the goddamn internet. Yeah. I have to run. I'm so sorry. Let me get caught up on chat. I'm really sorry. I see how wordy I am. It's so fucking annoying. Anyway, I have to run now. I hope you have so much fun chatting. I'm already having fun. I'm having it, and it almost. I'm so happy chatting right now that I feel like I should be paying somebody something. That's the Western world, right? Mom duties call. Well, you know me. You know what I always say: home and hearth first, always, always, always. One of the greatest educators I ever had in the law enforcement realm. Um, he was somebody who had really been through it. Man, he had been through some tough shit. And he said one of the most valuable things I never thought I'd ever hear an educator say in that line of work. He said, let life interfere with your job. Don't let your job interfere with your life. And he was almost in tears when he said it. And that hit all of us so hard. No matter what the job is, no matter what the career is, home and hearth, those moments are, you never know what tomorrow brings. And those moments are so much more important than the almighty dollar. Yeah, you got to have money to get by. You got to have, something to pay for everything, especially here in the West. We live to work, and it's the opposite way in other places, but I promise you there's a moment that you're never going to go to your grave. And I had a career where I was taking care of people that were at the end of life. You're never going to have that moment in your life where you say, gosh, I sure wish I would have worked harder. I sure wish I would have canceled more with my family to work more. No, you're going to be saying the opposite. And I promise you, they do. They do. There was a college study that was done. I don't remember the year. It's been too long. But I almost want to say it was in Oakland. Um, a bunch of college kids went out and talked to people that were at the end of their lives. Guess what the most common complaint was? Like the I wish I would haves. The most common complaint was I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Because that's giving your time to them, to the money, to the dollar. And it took time away from everybody else that was important to them at the end. It's a hard thing to say. It's a hard thing to have to admit, and that's why I've always thought that the words you want to try to avoid in your life are "I wish I would have." Those words, "I wish I would have." Anything you can do to not have those later, anything you can do right now to not have those later, super valuable. I promise. Let me catch up. Interesting. It is interesting. Because our culture is so like I'm a big advocate of mental health. Okay, everybody knows that I watched my kid die. Everybody knows I've seen a lot of death in past careers. You know, I reached a point in my life where I needed to be the one getting the mental health help, and I believe in it. It's you know what? You break your knee, you go to an ortho guy. Your gallbladder goes bad, you go see a gastroenterologist. Uh, Guess what? Your brain is part of your body. Everything wears out, just like parts in a car. Okay? Every part in that car wears out with use and time and abuse. And when I went and spent my time helping me and getting proper mental health help and addressing a bunch of things from all the way back when Asa had cancer 20 years ago, uh, I had a really, really good therapist after Asa died. I was so lucky. She not only worked with kids, but she worked in hospice. So she'd seen everything that I was there for. It was after Asa passed, right? Um, and she became a good friend as well. But she had mentioned to me one day that she had a friend come from France. And her friend from France was watching their lifestyle while he was staying there, and he came to her one day and said, "It's so strange how you are with your jobs." And she said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Well, in France we uh we work to live, but here you live to work." And that really caught her, and she realized that, you know, a lot of people who live here in the West, we and some other countries as well, not just slam in the West, but there's a lot of just really focusing, get the dollar, get more stuff, get more work, more years to get more retirement. That was one, oh God, when you talk to people at the end of life, oh man, that temptation to work just a little bit more, even though you're getting older and you really want that time with your family, you get that temptation. But if I just work another couple years, I'm at another tier of retirement. You wouldn't believe how many times I heard somebody say, "Man, I wish I just would have stopped when I told myself to stop." It's, it's true, folks. The things that wear you out aren't just the physical things. I think I've seen as many people reach the end of their life and get sick along the way. I think I've seen just as many people worn out from the inside out as from the outside in, um, or a combination of both, sadly. I know that's really, I mean, I come from bad genetics, really bad genetics. And my mom took an experimental drug called DES that ended up causing all cancer in the family. Um, and but I know I was an overworker. I was somebody who had to go full tilt all the time. Like when I worked on a hospital floor, my charge nurse would tell me that I did the work of three CNAs as one guy, and I was in my mid 30s. uh, I was told that I was working too hard, too much, but there was so much need. There was tons of need. I remember going to work one day in this California hospital and got told that I was responsible for 55 patients. It's like, are you out of your mind? I have to take care of 55 people. That really happened. And man, I would just go full tilt. But yeah, I never did the right balance of work and care. I just, I just, man, I was full time. Anyway, what the hell else was I talking about? Uh, I had something else I was going to go on some tangent about, and I lost it. It's gone. It's gone. It'll come back someday, probably when the stream's over. Um, So, oh, let me make sure I caught up. Interesting. That's insane. Yes, it was insane. And later on, that hospital actually faced a lawsuit. I remember, I remember actually getting upset about it because the people that really suffered were the patients, right? The hospital didn't want to pay for enough people to be there. And if people called in sick, they just wouldn't replace them. Um, and I remember I was one of the people like at a meeting because this is the way I am. This is how I am. My son used to love the what he called the hero in me, the person that would stand up and say something when nobody else would. I'm the guy, and I was in open rebellion against the management, and ultimately, I got injured twice in one day trying to keep up with the pace, and that was it. That was the last time I did career work. Um, yeah, and so later on, I found out it was not long after I left. Actually, the hospital got sued, and for all of those reasons, and that's California healthcare. Move right over. Go right to California. It's fine. I have, a good quarter to a third of my friends are all nurses and doctors and stuff that I just, want to, because I was never able to work at a place and not make friends, so like everybody I worked with ended up, almost everybody I worked with ended up being a friend. And so over the years, stayed friends. And it's, sadly, it's not much different. There's still such a broken healthcare system that goes especially dark on the West Coast. It's bad. Um, but that's a lot of negativity. We're not going to keep doing that. I'm not going to keep going. It's like Martin Luther King said. It's like the man himself said, dark cannot drive out the dark. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Wiser man than I'll probably ever be. Uh, yeah. So somehow I've strung this out to an hour. I mean, that's fucking talent. That's talent. I have been sitting here shooting my mouth off with you guys for an hour. How did that even happen? What I I think I'm pretty much a professional streamer at this point. That's isn't that one of the qualifiers? When the hour goes by and you're just like blah 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 ha ha no no no, and then all of a sudden an hour's gone. Oh, I did I didn't even say anything about this yet. I had glasses. There was that whole thing where I was whining in the various community chats about the current shitty regime of our country made it so that our health plans suck, and our vision and dental plans changed for people like myself who paid into the system for 40 plus years to be okay when we get sick. Uh, and the vision plan is like half what we had during the last administration. And I've always been able to get like just basic glasses. I never went crazy. I just want to get basic glasses. Just what, insurance is going to pay for. I have to pay out of pocket. I fought and I fought and I fought and I fought. The the vision plan they gave us, their website literally looks like it was written by an 11-year-old in the 90s. It's so sad. And nobody wants to take this plan. Nobody wants to take it. Finally, I just, I had enough money and I was like, listen, I just need glasses. So I got glasses. I went for the retro look. It was from the poor people selection. There was like six pairs that I could choose from because of my shitty plan. I got these retro ones. It's my first bifocals also, but I had to pay out of pocket. I never did win that fight. I couldn't get any better plan support. So oh well, I can see better. Yeah, it'd be like that. It'd be like that. Um, God damn, I still don't remember what the hell it was I was going to talk about. I think it was something Star Citizen. I don't know. Because I am a sci-fi nerd, so Star Citizen's easy to talk about when you're of this this Licensing. I have a nerd license. I don't know where I put it, but I know I have one. Uh, I think it all started when I was trying to explain that the image behind me, I basically put myself on the bridge of the capital ship that I bought in Star Citizen to provide as the home base for all of my real life friends and you guys, people in the community, are of course invited. Whenever Star Citizen works better or well, it's only it's only been like what 14 years. It's fine. It's fine. They'll figure it out. It'll be it's yeah. You can play it right now, but it can. Uh, yeah. That like currently, I don't know that I'd recommend it. It's kind of. Eh, ugh. Um, One fun thing recently. This is a fun thing for people that like World of Warcraft. This is a fun thing. This is neat. A kid that was like a brother to Asa, thus he's like a child of mine. Every once in a while, we relapse back into World of Warcraft. We like to go mostly to the classic or the original WoW. Okay, servers that have that. And I'm not big on paying Blizzard any more money. No more. So we try to find like a free to play server. And we found one. It's called Solocraft. These guys figured out how to generate NPC party members. You literally click on what you want, like give me a warrior tank. You click and it produces, I don't want to say AI because they're not, it's not like an AI engine really, uh, but a functional NPC that actually can be in your party and you can populate a full party of various classes. You could have a tank, a rogue, a blah 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 blah. You could have a whole party, and you don't get screwed by people being dicks in your MMO. You can actually go do a dungeon that requires a party, and the bots actually perform pretty well. It I was surprised. It actually works. You can have NPC party members, and it functions. It's pretty cool. Um, yeah, that's kind of a fun thing I fell into lately. Um, but yeah, it is free to play until Blizzard shuts them down because they probably could. Um, but yeah, Soulcraft. What else? What else? For those that weren't here, I'm going to Gen Con at the end of the month. It is North America's longest standing and largest tabletop gaming convention, card games, cosplay, blah, blah. But I'm going to Gen Con, and even though I think everybody knows I used to be a stormtrooper for charity, and I did a lot of Star Wars charity stuff in stormtrooper outfits, Jedi outfits, lots of costuming. I've been a nerd my whole life. I've been a gamer, for as long as gaming has existed. Uh, I have never been to a big convention. Life wasn't there, you guys. I went to a lot of grand tournaments for Warhammer 40K, again, dressed in a commissar costume the whole fucking time. I don't know how I didn't dehydrate and die. I didn't. But I used to go in full commissar cosplay. Uh, but that was the closest I ever got to going to a big convention, like a big Comic Con. I just, I was a single dad. I was his only parent for all but 8 years of his life, and he had his time when he was sick, and I had to work to support us, and I just never got to do that nerd thing that everybody else got to do. I never got to go. And so here I am, 55. I finally get to go to a big convention, a big con. And since I'm right here next to Indianapolis, it's pretty easy when they have them here. I still think they should have a Twitch con here. They could save oodles of money just every once in a while. Have your fucking Twitch con over here. Everything is cheaper here. Everything. God, what about the rest of the country? Stop having it on the West Coast. It's like West Coast America or Germany. Have a TwitchCon over here for fuck's sake. It's better. I promise. It's so much less expensive. Ugh. Have a TwitchCon over here, please. Twitch. Are you listening, Twitch? Twitch. Have a TwitchCon on the East Coast, for fuck's sake. Okay, I feel better. That rant is over. I've been, I've been wanting to rant about that. TwitchCon was my first big convention. That's actually, Mr. Quez, that's really cool. West Coast is where majority of the streamers are. I know, but see, that's another part of the problem. That's another part of the problem. People get stuck thinking they have to be in that place. Ugh, I was almost somebody that got stuck in West Coast too. I never thought I'd leave the West Coast. You know what? I said no. I'm going. I'm going, and I went. I'm happy. Yeah, I know that's why it's all the way up there. But here's the thing. Like my celebrity streamer that I've followed and supported for so long, she's the one that just she made like $2,500 in one day, week before or last week, um, for the Asus Honor Guard charity. But she has to go. She has to come all the way from the UK to San Diego. It's freaking hot, man. It's hot. What it's They'd probably like to fly somewhere else for once, you know. Yeah. Okay, I could rant about that forever. I'm not gonna rant anymore about it. Okay, that's enough. That's it. I've been pretty ranty tonight. Um, what else? Anyway, yeah, I'm going, and part of it is a little bit of research on my part. I'm going, like 90% to go spend time with my ICU nurse friend that I used to work with, friends for 20 years. 16 years? 16 years. She's 16 years. Um, haven't met her son, so I'm going to meet her son. Her son's 12 now. Um, so the priority is to spend time with them. But I've been wanting to go to cons in Indianapolis because I'm a replica prop and armor maker, and I don't deal with Etsy anymore. Fucking jerks. Um, and Sales have sucked since the new administration of the country. I've sold so little. Um, and I've had several of my friends suggest to me go to a craft fair, get a booth at a craft fair, sell the shit directly. And so I want to go and see what it's like for the prop sellers at Gen Con in Indiana. I want to see what the atmosphere is like, and I'm only 2 hours away, so having a booth is not an impossibility. I could have comms, cozy props. I don't know. Put a sofa there. Put a recliner. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's something I very much am interested in, and I want to check it out. And maybe in the next big thing that they have there, maybe Com gets to have a booth and actually sell some of his shit for once in a year. It sucks. It sucks when you have this side thing that you've been doing for so long, and then all of a sudden, just the economy just and all that money that people have to buy stuff like that, that extra money in their pocket, it's not there. Um, but I bet at a convention I could do really well. I could at least sell something. I don't even charge as much as everybody else, man. But yeah, so it'll be neat to check that out too when there's time in between hanging out with them. I'm only going for one day. I could go for the day that I could afford. I'm going on Sunday. The ticket was only $40 to go to Gen Con. The day before, Saturday, $118. I didn't pay for any events. Neither did my friend that I'm meeting there. Um, we're just going to hang out, check it out, be nerds, and hang out and spend time with each other. I'll take pictures. I might do some video. I got nerdy shirts to wear, including the one I'm wearing right now. Uh, yeah, I'll share all that stuff, and then you guys will see how awesome Gen Con is in Indianapolis. And then next Gen Con, you'll fly there, and I can meet some of you fuckers for once. Or maybe you're not a fucker, but you know what I'm saying. Um, I just want to meet a bunch of you guys in real life. Just hang out, talk, be nerds of grand proportion. So what else? Does anybody else? Do any of you guys have news? I mean, I keep up with it a little bit when you talk about it in the the jobs and stuff, and I try to keep track of what you guys have going on in your lives. There's a lot of you, and we're all very talky, to be fair. Um, I inherited a vehicle, sort of. I do make payments on it because they lost a lot of money on it, so I felt like I should pay something. Um, but there was a car that my parents owned about 6-ish years ago. They just got it. They financed it. Nothing exciting happening right now. Sometimes that's nice, right? Sometimes that's nice when you don't have anything to Anyway, uh, my parents bought this car. They financed it, and then they barely drove it. They were too sick to be getting a car anyway. They did stuff like that. They got sick and passed one after another. And then my last living sister was talking to my stepsister that was trying to settle everything. And they're like, "What do we do with this car?" And my last living sister, even though she was too sick to be driving, she said, "Well, my husband and I will pay off what's owing on it, and then we'll have an extra car." I thought in all this time they would have sold it. We're talking 5 years, man. I thought they would have sold it. They didn't. And so when my poor Outback that had 250,000 miles on it, I'll say that again, 250,000 miles on the original engine and transmission, despite being very well taken care of, it finally did develop a couple of tiny oil leaks, but the tiny oil leaks were very labor intensive because of its age, because of the miles. It wasn't worth a lot. And I had to figure out what the hell I was going to do, right? I, I could have probably driven it forever with those oil leaks. But I was like, nah. Eh. And then I was talking to my brother about it as he's trying to settle my sister's. That part of the story is that my last living sister passed away in October, and so he's been having to settle her things, And we were just talking one day, and I was telling him about how this Outback I had has been so amazing, so well taken care of, but it sprung this tiny oil leak that ended up being from a shitty spot. And he says, "Well, your parents' car is still here." I was like, "What? It's been 5 years. It's just been sitting in the Texas sun." What is? Yeah. He said, "Well, I didn't feel right driving it because it was your parents, and your sister couldn't drive it because she got too sick." And I was like, "Whoa, Jesus Christ!" So yeah, and so he offered it to me, and he depreciated it way down, and I was like, just let me give you some money on it. You guys lost $20,000 in this car, and so he's just taking chump change from me every month. He doesn't care. Um, but it's a 2017 Subaru Forester with 39,000 miles on it. It's a baby, and it has sat in the sun for a long time. It took about $1,200 worth of work, which he paid for most of it, and it needed tires. Tires were rotted. Uh, but sitting in Texas sun for a long time is going to do things. Um, and it was a little bit foreboding when it showed up here. The cheapest way we could get it here was to ship it, believe it or not, on a truck. Have it delivered that way. That's the cheapest way to do it. We looked at me flying there and driving it back and all these expenses, and the cheapest thing was having it shipped. And so we did, and it arrived, and it was a little bit foreboding. There it was. There it was. I didn't even know what color it was when it showed up. I never even asked. And it's blue, by the way. Um, it shows up, and I'm looking at it, and it's that moment, where you realize the last three people that owned it were all people that you loved, and they're all dead. And then the morbid thought of, holy fuck, I hope it's not cursed. Um, that could be bad, right? Um, but no, I don't think so. It was just people that were too sick to have a car had a car, and and there's been a couple little sad things, like I've had to. Shampoo out the interior like 3 times now. Actually, bought a shampooer for the purpose. Because that's just the sad thing. There was stains in it that were, stains that happen when somebody is sick and has to be driven somewhere. They weren't really bad or anything. It's just that it was those kinds of stains, and I have it like 90% out, but the sun cooked that stuff in, so it's kind of hard to get all of it out. And I'm trying not to let it be like the constant reminders thing, like the foreboding. Yeah, ooh. I want a car with leather seats and a sunroof. Okay, when I moved here, Quez, when I moved here, I owned outright. I owned this car outright. Okay, owned it outright, no payments. It was a 2015 Ford Fusion Titanium max level. This was when Ford owned Aston Martin and Jaguar. Okay, this car was maxed. Leather interior, everything, sensors, everything, sunroof, everything. It was beautiful, beautiful. The guy that owned it before me had driven it mostly highway, but it was an Arizona car, and he unfortunately, it was another, it was another one of those cars that had been in the sun a lot. But it didn't look it. It was beautiful, beautiful. It was such a nice car. I could drive Uber Black in it when I used to drive Uber. Yes, I've tried to do jobs. I've tried to do anything I could to just have some extra income, but health made it so that it was kind of getting hard to do rideshare stuff. But anyway, you are, as much as I'm not a materialistic guy, Mr. Quez, I can tell you are justified in wanting a car with a leather interior and a sunroof. Oh boy. This car I just inherited is a premium. Oh shoot, my alarm's going off. I have to deal with that in a second. But let me finish this. It's this type of Subaru Forester has a sunroof. Unfortunately, did not have a leather interior, or I wouldn't be facing the problems I'm having of a sun baked interior with some stains on it. I'm going to get like custom leather. I can get a full set of custom leather seat covers for the Forester for like 200 something. Um, I can tell you as someone who owned cars with a leather interior. I know people will argue with me. I know people will argue with me for their reasons. Always get a fucking car with leather interior. Fuck, get the leather interior. Fabric interiors, I'm sure you already know. Even if you just spill water, even if you only spill water, there's a stain. God, it's annoying. It's fucking annoying. Uh, yeah, get the car with leather interior. Not, I'm not a materialistic guy. I'm not one of those guys where it's like, oh, the car makes the man. No, I'm not like that. It's just that if you've earned it in life, please treat yourself to that. Every car I had with a leather interior, vastly superior in taking care of the car. It's so much better. It's better. I don't care what anyone says. It's better. What's even weirder to me is I'm currently driving. I don't get this. They made cars with fabric seats, with heated seats. Fabric between you and a heater. I'm sorry. It's not. It's not. It doesn't even seem smart to do. It's not. No. Don't do that. Yeah, dude, if you can get a car with a leather interior and heated leather seats in the wintertime. I'm a guy with neurologic disease and a bad back. My back is bad. That it was literally the difference between driving today or not. And I shit you not, it's worth it. Even if it's not an expensive car, those little things, it's worth it. And people will tell you, like a seasoned mechanic will say to you, Oh, don't get a car with a sunroof or a moonroof because after 9 to 10 years, it's just gonna leak anyway. I don't fucking care. I want to be able to get sun without being baked. I want to be able to have the top open and see the stars on a long road trip. I want to be able to I can buy a full bed for the back of my Forester. It's a custom made um uh the shape of it is perfect for because the back of the Forester has 70 square feet, 75 square feet when you put the seats down. And companies have come along that make a bed so that you can just basically have your Forester be a way to not pay for hotels, and it's very comfortable. Um, but I mean, how cool is it to be able to use your car as a hotel room, sleep in your car, and look up at the stars through the panoramic? And again, it's not about having a poshy car. That's not my point. That's not it. It's, yeah, someday it may leak, especially this one with the Texas heat, blah blah blah. I don't fucking care. It's a really nice thing to enjoy in a car. And you really don't have to buy an expensive car to have that. Yeah, it's and fortunately Subaru quality is as such that that doesn't really happen very often. But when it does, the kits to replace it, it's not a horrible job to do yourself, but it's probably better to have somebody do it. And it's not hard, so it's not super duper expensive. There are luxury cars out there where it literally can cost well over $1,000 to replace the seal on a panoramic or a moon roof or a sun slash divided moon roof with the because like the one in my Ford Fusion, it was like top end. It was a fucking top end car. Like the car new was 40 grand. I didn't pay that. I got it used. But the roof on that one functioned as a moonroof or a sunroof, and it had different tilt options for if it was raining and what you wanted to do with it. It was super cool. This one's almost that good. The one in my Forester is almost that good. But yeah, it's I'm not saying it because I think posh stuff is where it's at. I'm saying it because especially if you've went a long time in life working hard to earn your money, treat yourself to that. Um, And again, you do not have to buy a super expensive car to have that. There's other cars that have those features that aren't fucking luxury or sports cars or things like that. And guys, I really need to take a break. I need to run to the restroom where nobody actually rests. It's just called a restroom. And I need to get water. And it's time for me to take my 1030, one of the only medications that I take regularly. I have to go get it because I forgot to bring it in here. So I'm going to put you on the taking a break screen and I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? I hope you're ready because it's happening. Here it goes. All right, enough of that. Enough of that. Great song though. A lot of my screen music that's used on my various screens is actually made by that guy I was talking about that was like a brother to my son, Asa, and so he's like my kid, you know. And he occasionally makes little tunes, despite that it has nothing to do with what he does for a living. So yeah. And also, I haven't done my spiel yet. I haven't done my bit that I usually do. I'm late in doing it. The banner you see up at the top of the screen, that's the ongoing charity that's dedicated to my late son Asa, who died in 2016 to the long-term effects of cancer treatment. And I've been doing donation streams twice a year, once on his birthday and once on the anniversary of his passing since he passed away. Basically, a gathering always associated with a charity. And eventually, the gatherings, I couldn't do them in person anymore because all of the people who cared about them were scattered across the country, and I moved over here. And so I started doing online stuff, and that eventually rolled into what it is now, which is a team of streamers getting together twice a year. The whole first week of April and the first week of July. um, so that's his birthday and the anniversary of his passing, and a whole bunch of people uh, streaming to earn money for St. Jude Children's Hospital. I keep the banner at the top of my screen all the time now. That's the ongoing campaign that all the smaller teams contribute towards. As you can see, we went way past our goal of 10,000. Our goal was 10,000 for the year. Blew past it. I had to raise it to 15,000 just so that the last half of the week my team had something to shoot towards. Um, I don't know what we're going to do next year. I don't know if we're going to end this campaign and start a new one with a new dollar sign amount, or just keep this one going like we have been and just shoot for like maybe 20,000 next year and see if we can't blow past that. I've got more streamers that want to jump in on Ace's Honor Guard. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. But anyway, the banner's up there, and if clicking on the banner doesn't do anything for you, and you want to donate or you want to tell someone else about it, have them donate. There's also links in my profile for Twitch and YouTube. Um, that you can click on and donate to the cause anytime you want. Uh, Even if people don't want to donate or can't donate, that's fine. Don't feel bad. It's fine. I mean, economy sucks all over the world right now, especially more here in the States. But, you know, sometimes what people like to do is they take it to somebody that they think will donate, like a business that's approaching end of year and needs to do charitable donations to get tax relief or something like that. They'll take it to their workplace and give the link to their people there or whatever. Uh, Things like that. That all goes to St. Jude, and St. Jude, I think everybody knows about St. Jude. They just like few. I don't want to ever say that one charity is better than another, but St. Jude is one of those golden charities. It's just always good. It's research and treatment of current cancer patients, children and their families that never see a medical bill when their child is a St. Jude's child being treated. They don't see a medical bill, but they also have their lodging paid for, their travel expenses paid for, and their food paid for, so they could just focus on helping their child survive and overcome cancer. And the research is so critical. St. Jude was one of the first places to have research on Aza's kind of tumor. At the time, only 1,000 kids per year were getting his kind of tumor. Lo and behold, one of the first places to have groundbreaking research done on that tumor was St. Jude, way back in the 70s. And because of that research being done by St. Jude and then passed on to any hospital that needs it, um, uh, I had, instead of having 2 to 5 years with A's, I had 20. Without what St. Jude does, that wouldn't have been possible. So, yeah, great charity. That's my spiel that I do at least once per stream. Why the banner's always up there, what it's all about. Anyone that streams that wants to be part of Aza's Honor Guard, they can contact me at any time, and you just jump in when we're having the event. I am going to do another charity event sometime before end of year. for War Child. I also do charity streaming for War Child. Also a very good charity because it's helping children that are damaged or dislocated by war. They're the ultimate victims of war, right? Because they don't have anything to do with it. So they help children to get right back into being in a school, being educated, take care of them and their family for a time until they can get situated back where their home is, or help them in ways that they normally wouldn't get any help at all. So yeah, I don't know when I'm doing that. That one I keep kind of loose. I have the health and the stamina that I have, so I try to figure out where I can fit things. Um, Unfortunately, pretty soon I am going to have a surgery where um, I probably blabbed about it in the other communities. I don't. You'll either see me more or see me less. I'm not sure yet, because it's the same surgery as a pacemaker, but it's for treating CPAP in people, or treating sleep apnea for people where CPAP failed, and that happened with me. So they have to put a device down into through the veins in my chest down by the diaphragm, and it will activate and make me breathe when I stop breathing in my sleep. Um, uh, it's when I talk to people about this one, they get a little weirded out because it's probably plays on people's fears. But the nature of the surgery, I have to be awake through the surgery. It's so weird. They're gonna wind that thing through an artery, and I mean, or a vein, and you don't have nerves in your vein per se, but it's like a 3 hour total surgery. And he said that 75% of the time it fails going in the side that the company wants to put it in, and they have to go and start over and put it through the other side. And you have to be awake because you have to cough at a certain time. There is some risk. It can puncture a lung, it can puncture the pleural cavity around the heart. Uh, it doesn't happen very often. It's very rare. And 93% of people that have the surgery say it really helped them. Um, the the shitty part about it really for me is that for 3 weeks afterwards, I can't use my right arm. And for a month afterwards, I can't drive. So that's a month of no driving and 3 weeks of not using my primary arm. So maybe I'll be streaming more. I don't know. What the fuck am I going to do? What, eh? Um, yeah, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird. I can't go grocery shopping. It's gonna be an odd time. Uh, but um, I what made me I'm a quality of life person. Okay, I don't want people fucking with my quality of life. I've seen I've seen too much. Okay, um, but this was a hard number crunch decision for me. It took me 2.5 months to make the decision, and the hardcore number that it came down to is basically people who don't have my type of sleep apnea treated usually don't survive past 62 to 65 years old. I'm 55 now. So that was the toggle, I guess. That was it, you know. Uh, the other shitty part about the surgery, it's very weird. The surgeon that did the consult, he was one of those doctors that I love because he's one of those people that's just very fucking direct, and he tells you exactly what sucks and exactly what doesn't, and he doesn't sugarcoat shit, right? I love that. I love that. Okay. And he was a guy that was recovering from back surgery too. So he's a surgeon with a back problem. Um, but he said the most irritating part about it, and one of the deciding factors for me that was making it difficult, is just like a pacemaker battery, it sits under your skin, underneath your collarbone, right? And it only has to be replaced every 10 years, right? The battery for this has to be replaced surgically every 3 years. I'm like, oh, good. So that's fun. But the cool. I mean, I'm a nerd. I'm a sci-fi nerd. So for me, I was like, I get to be a fucking cyborg, guys. I'm gonna be a cyborg. I mean, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to look at that angle and let the nerd make me feel better about having a fucking battery in my collarbone and yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's probably happening like mid-August. I think it's the closest I could get. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll be streaming more. Left-handed streaming, no problem. Trying to figure out showers and going to the bathroom. That's going to be super interesting. Yeah. Cleaning the litter box. I don't have any help here really. I haven't made a ton of friends. Um, it's going to be interesting, but fuck it. It's like I've said in the community from day one. This is no problem. This is no problem. Not for Commissar. This is no problem. It kind of sucks, Quez. A little, it kind of, but I mean, I was like, well, it could give me, I didn't, I've never thought I was gonna live past my early 60s anyway. Like everyone in my family has died in their 50s to 60s. That's the way it goes, and I've done better than them. And for a minute, I was like, quality of life. Do I really want to fucking do that? But then I was like, you know what? What did I used to tell Aza all the time when I he needed to be encouraged and not give up? What did I tell my patients when I used to take care of people? What do I tell my friends that are feeling like they don't want to live anymore? Take your own fucking advice. Something could a medical miracle could happen tomorrow, 6 months, a year from now that helps with all my other health shit that there's no cure for, that fixes my back, maybe, 5 years from now, healthcare maybe doesn't suck anymore. The positives that are realistic to believe in, the things that could feasibly happen. And then I was like, yeah, okay. God damn it. Gonna take my own advice. Fuck. I thought I heard a Brim. Where did he go somewhere? He just came and meowed and he left. Brimstone. Good job. Yeah, took off. All right. He hasn't been making cameos as much anymore. He has. I made a little bed for him down here under the streaming desk when the fireworks. They called them fireworks, but they were actually legal fireworks slash bombs that people were lighting off, firing guns. Oh, there he goes. Um, yeah, they don't think about people's pets being freaked out. God damn it! Scared my yard panther. So what else? There's something else I was going to talk about. Shoot my mouth off, blabbing. Uh, shit. Something to remind me. Uh, oh, I had said I I have had a couple of days that I normally am being a mod for my streamers, and I didn't have to. They're gone. It become kind of a routine. But yeah, not that I wanted a break. It's an enjoyable thing to do, or I wouldn't be doing it. I don't do anything I don't enjoy anymore. Nope. Aside from the occasional, surgery where they wind a wire down into your chest and shit like that. Um, because it's summertime, I'm being more active with carpentry, making things out of wood. Yes, that's something that's been in my life, and I Didn't get to do it much. Now I am. Making a custom table for one of my few local friends. Um, Let me catch up on chat. To my surprise, no one popped fireworks after the 4th this year. Oh, holy shit. Yeah, Quez, here, I don't have a lot of complaints about where I live. Obviously, I bought a house here and said, that's it. Here's where I'm at. Um, One of them is that the fireworks are sold all year round here. We have almost no fire risk at all. And I guess that's why they allow it. But that's not good enough for some people. The legal stuff is not good enough for some people, not loud enough, not bright enough, not whatever enough. They literally are setting off munitions level shit around here where you can feel it down to your bones. And where it's like literally louder and more concussive than firearms. I don't know how I haven't lost windows. And I live in a neighborhood that's not that bad. I have very few police incidents on my street since I've been here. But oh my God, oh my God. I don't know if it's people that they have visiting or my neighbors just have some sort of a desire to just completely fuck their cranial pressures. I don't know. Uh, Jesus. My poor cat. I was feeling really bad because I do have some older folks that live on this, like a couple of sets of older folks that live on the street, and it's neat. They keep their houses really nice and everything. Um, but I feel for those folks too, and some of the sick people that we have sicker than me. Uh, I'm successfully treated PTSD, and nothing. You avoid the triggers, of course, but nothing with explosions really triggers anything from me. I don't see much of PTSD anymore. Again, successfully treated, but it's like like someone who's been an alcoholic. There's still things that you don't do. You change your life, and fortunately, explosions don't really cause any problems with me in that way. But I was thinking, what about some of the veterans that are on my street? What about those guys? Yeah, you know, I've been around plenty of boom boom and guns going off and stuff like that, but those guys, they probably had some stuff that was really tough for them, where those kinds of percussive explosives, not a good idea. But I'm glad for you they didn't fire off after the 4th. It's still happening tonight. It's the 11th. Okay. But and then during the year, it'll be like 1 in the morning, and somebody 5 blocks over sets off one of these illegal fuckers that's just so loud, and you're like, it's 1 in the morning. Are your neighbors about to fucking kill you? I would be pissed, dude. People work. Just because I don't work anymore doesn't mean that there's the people out there that are like, well, that's nice for me to be scared awake at 1 in the morning by an explosion next to my house. I think I'll go over and punch my neighbor in the face. God damn it. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I think basically just alcohol is bad for some people. That's probably the issue right there. Holy shit. I can't believe I have been flapping my jaws for almost 2 hours. What happened? What happened? Okay, so that's when you know. That's when you know two things. Maybe three, but two things for sure. The streamer is overly wordy and talks too goddamn much. Now, you've seen me. You've seen me in the other communities, right? I literally can type faster than I can talk. And if I'm this fucking wordy, now you know why I type so fucking much. Yeah, that's annoying. I know. I know. I'm a wordy bitch. I'm sorry. It's how I am. And I could change it, but I'm probably not going to. Um, the other thing it may tell you is that you're part of a really good community. Because if you're willing to flap your jaws like this for 2 hours straight, no video games, no nothing, nothing else. I didn't even turn. What a lousy streamer! I didn't even turn on music for you guys. Shitty streamer. But if you dig your community enough, apparently this can just happen. 2 hours, just constant fucking annoying talking, just verbal diarrhea. This just chatting streamer likes to chat a lot. Leave it to you to have that kind of a response. I mean, kind of. I can't help but dig it. I can't help but dig your dark sarcasm condensed. I like a person could want to be annoyed by it, but it's you're just good. You're good at it. I'll give it to you. Yeah. Yeah. Just chatting straight. That's the problem, though, right? I've had like two of these streams that have been labeled as just chatting. I think this is my second one. Uh, what the fuck? What happened? I haven't provided any entertainment for you guys other than myself. Damn, damn. I almost want to apologize. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Um, yeah, I am going to keep the Dune Awakening. I openly call the Dune Awakening server um community server because it is. That was why I bought it. Well, rented it. Why I rent it. And why I'm building a city. Slowly, I have coerced other community members to play Dune Awakening. And those other two people have made some pretty cool little bases of their own. Um, and I set the server up so that the damaging storms that would normally break your shit when you don't come into the game every once in a while and feed your generators and keep the shields up and all that other horse shit that I've never liked, those storms are turned off. So people can play however often they want. And if they don't want to make a base of their own and they want a place for their character to live, I have also fully furnished rooms and places for people to live in the city. Uh, so we've got a couple more people coming our way. Bloodshod's in there, another community guy is in there infrequently. But yeah, that's why I'm designing the city the way that I am. I always make community bases and cities. So yeah, and I enjoy it. So that's happening. And then distantly, in fact, I talked about this in the last just chatting. Uh, Distantly, the long-term goal has always been to have a community family in space with the Azure Wolf, my capital ship, named in dedication to Asa. Um, I'm getting so tired that talking is weird. Having that community going also because that is a very the game is designed to be immersive, and so people having their careers in game, doing whatever they do in game, and the Azure Wolf is always out there as a living space for people. Um, yeah, that's down the pipe, but Star Citizen still needs so much work before that's even feasible. People would get too frustrated trying to do it as a regular game right now. It's just the state of the game. They keep reaching for the next shiny technology, the next cool thing, and they need to just fucking stop and finish right where they are. Stop. Finish this. Don't reach anymore. Don't go further. Stop. Finish. Make it work really well. Let people play. For fuck's sake. Um, Very impressive what they have going on, but it needs to be more stable. Uh, what else? There was something else I was going to talk about. What was it? Shit. The next time you guys are gonna see me, hear me is tomorrow, probably in Jesse's stream. I still have to get used to her new schedule. And everything else I've had going on. And I'm more acclimated and more attentive to the later streamers that I mod for or attend, blah blah. So Sunday community will see me in Jesse's stream tomorrow, and then Monday longer stream Miss Erica. And I can't remember if on Jesse's new schedule if she's on Mondays too. I think so. I think so. I think so. I try to keep track. I if it's later at night, I'm gonna be there because I'm just more nocturnally oriented. Um, but yeah, we all see each other around the community. Uh, you're probably right. And I'm still getting it wrong, Quez. You're probably right. I really need to get caught up on everything. I need to really. I usually have a little um, notepad thing with people's schedules on it, and I fucked it up, and I have it on my phone. And I fucked it up, and I deleted a bunch of stuff that I thought I wasn't going to use anymore, and I think I deleted that one. But yeah, I need to get my schedule straight again. Now the charity's passed, and I also have a thank you video that is going out. It's going to be in several of the community discords. Jesse's, Rise, Erica's, Elof's, and Holly Rex's. Yeah, I put when one of the charities is over, I wait about a week for all of the donations to go sinking in, and then I do a thank you video to the community and to the team, everybody that made it happen. And so there'll be a thank you video, as if you hadn't already seen and heard from me enough. Um, but yeah, uh, I usually wrap up this stream at about 2 hours, and it's over 2 hours. Somehow, I made it 2 hours on a day that I was feeling like rat shit, and I wasn't even sure I was going to stream. Um, Thank you everybody that showed up tonight to talk. I'm tempted to just do just chatting, like more on my cozy. I just call it Com's cozy corner, coffee 30, um, and just get together and chat. I like being social with you guys. I like this, and I'm never being dramatic or fake in the slightest when I say thank you to everyone that showed up. The only reason I really stream, to be honest, is to hang out with you guys and to make my little chump change. I never make enough to get a paycheck from. I very rarely make enough to get any kind of pay from Twitch, but I get enough money that I can use it to pay for my bits that I put into the into the chats when I'm from the streamers that I support. um, at the moment, I'm only being a mod for two streamers. I'm gonna be a mod for one more streamer. Don't know who yet. I'm gonna stop at three. I'm only gonna be a mod for three people at a time. I don't have a way for me to show you right now, but I'm changing my streaming center as the laptop is failing, and it's gonna go anytime. I don't know how it's lasted this long. There's so much broken shit. It deserves to die. It's going to die. And when I do, I already have a solution set out. And I said, if I'm doing this, it's not an expensive solution. It's not. Um, but if I'm going to do this, I'm going to expand my streaming center so that it's more moderator oriented. And so when my streamers are all streaming at the same time, I used to be a first responder dispatcher, and I've been doing multi-screen support jobs since they've existed. I used to manage a medium-sized ISP in Northern California, internet service provider, and I used to manage a whole team, and I had multiple screens, and um, I'm setting it up so that it's more mod centric, and so I'll have multiple screens and even a flat screen up on the wall for an additional screen. Um, all of it in the center so that I can handle whatever comes along. And I thought, if I'm going to cap it at modding for three different streamers. And since I chose to do that as part of my retirement, um, I'll facilitate it. And so I'm going to have it set up to accommodate that better. Even if they all streamed at the same time, I could handle it. It's kind of fun, actually. It sounds confusing, but it's kind of fun. Yeah, all that. And then of course by doing that, I also make it so that my streaming that I do, and especially, I don't know if you guys sometime go find Holly Rex's stream where I'm there for the charity. You will not believe. Okay, because I call Holly our celebrity streamer, and she has earned every bit of that status. She's just a really cool person, really awesome person, and she's done stuff for charities for a long time. But anybody that's seen me in the charity streams, you know that I like to thank every single person individually with a different response every time a donation comes in. So do you imagine on the day, like the first time I was in one of Holly's streams, she was the original member of Aza's Honor Guard. And that day we wound up on the front page of Twitch. And at one point we had over 4,000 people in the channel, and I'm throwing St. Jude facts in there and talking to the community because there's a bunch of people in the community that I was still close with. That's the community I came from. I'm still there a little bit, but anyway, um, you know, and, and then I'm trying to thank each individual donation as it comes in, and I my keyboard should have died. It's a good thing I can type 112 words per minute. Um, it's my personal way of doing it, but it's also as exhausting as it is for me. It's also very fun, the multitasking side of it. Uh, so when I change it to where I can, have it's more mod centric during the charities, it's going to be better also because the Aces Honor Guard is growing in numbers, which means there's going to be more streamers streaming at the same time, and I need to have each of those up on a screen so I can, thank a person over here for a donation, answer a question about St. Jude's over here, that's what I chose to do with myself. So yeah, I'm gonna add one more streamer that I'm gonna mod for. Don't know yet who's gonna be. Um, yeah, all that coming around the pipe. All that's around the corner. All that's happening. Yep. Okay. I think I was starting to try to angle to where I was ending the stream, and then I failed and got off on a fucking tangent because, again, wordy bitch. So yeah, getting back to that, thank you everybody who came in tonight, and I love talking to you guys. And I will see you in the next couple of days in one of the other community streams or several of the community streams. Maybe another one tonight. I don't know. Yep. Yeah, I'll see you guys. I appreciate every time one of you comes in. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the community. I'm going on and on when I could really just put it on the ending screen and set up a raid to send you off to somebody super cool. No, Mr. Quez, you have a good night. God damn it. You have the good night. But I'll try to have a good night too. Uh, Stand by, everyone. Whatever you do when you stand by, do that. And I'm going to find somebody cool to fling you at. No, you. Stand by.